प्रतिबोधिता भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथिता पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसङ्गतामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी.
Yes. So yes, now yes, full knowledge basically is already explained. What he means is that as I told, that actually consolidating the what is the true knowledge, like Rajasika knowledge and Tamasika knowledge. You can call it knowledge. Basically, it's all it will vitiate. It may be useful for Loka Shankarartham, Vyavahara, but not for the understanding the truth. Sattvika knowledge alone will help you to understand the truth. These two are told how normally people look at knowledge. Knowledge, when we say we all object knowledge and Laukika, Vaidika, or knowledge, information, technology, all those things are knowledge only. But that will not help with the Sattvika. The Sattvika knowledge alone will help you to understand reality, the truth. So that is already sort of summing up of the whole Tattparya of the Shastra. That is why it looks like as if it is a Sattvika knowledge, it looks like you already know everything, that you are understanding the reality, like what we are. Basically, the idea is to keep telling that time and again. Even if you look at my own talk, we look at it that as if, because that is our is what we are in for. Even though we may look at worldly knowledge, getting information, getting the peak of our capabilities and all that, the whole idea is what we really want in life is the, when we say knowledge, abaditam knowledge, since knowledge per se, like I should know, even though knowing what I know and what I don't know is knowledge, is in reality, we look at what is known only as knowledge. What I don't know, we never look at it as knowledge. Whereas Sattvika knowledge looks at the Swarupa, which is very much aware of what I know and what I don't know. We may not be able to tell others, but every scientist knows, only this much I know, I don't know, there is a lot more to know. That is why, Vidya Vidya Sampanne, Katradu Kanda, what is it? Man Kayalavu, Kalladu, Ulahalavu. So anyone who is really interested in knowledge, he is really interested in abaditam knowledge, like epistemology, what they say, no? A knowledge which cannot be negated or improved upon. That is only can be knowledge. Everything else is only subject to improvement within the paradigm. So Sattvika knowledge is a total paradigm shift wherein you are one of the reality. Whereas Tamasika knowledge and Rajasika knowledge is Vyavahara and is with an agenda, with an objective, keep moving. But if you really look at, you discern that it is not, that is why it is only Rajasika, it is only fulfilling the desires. It is not really the ultimate. Likewise Tamasika, it is only you are trying to be one upon others and you are trying to camouflage your ignorance as knowledge. All those things come in Tamasika knowledge. So, ultimately, knowledge per se, you can say only Sattvika can be called knowledge. That part he has already explained. Now, the same way, he is talking about the three karmas. The karma is based on kama. Which kama? Kama is basically what we are interested is fulfillment. At all times, fulfillment. Not a kama which will lead to further kama. That is precisely our chase. We keep chasing. So that is what we will say, the karma, a kama which will lead to a karma where there is no further karma to be fulfilled is Sattvika. And every other thing is falls under Rajasika or Tamasika. That is how we will explain the whole thing. Let us see.
Niyatam Sangarahitam Aragadveshadakritam Apala Presuna Karma Ettat Sattvika Uchyate Sattvika Karma Yet Niyatam Karma. That
Which verse, Swamiji?
Huh?
23rd.
23rd verse in
18th chapter.
Basically, now the three types of karma is going to is explained now. After finishing three types of knowledge. Yeah.
Yet Niyatam Karma, that enjoyed action which Apala Prepsuna.
Prepsuna. Yeah.
Prepsuna. by a person who has no binding desire for the result. Sangha Rahitam, without attachment. Ragadveshataha, without being impelled purely by likes and dislikes. Kritam, which is done. That. Satvikam Uchyate, that is called Satvika. That action which is enjoined and which is done without attachment, without being impelled by likes and dislikes, by a person without binding desire for result, is called Satvika. Niyatam means that which is enjoined by the Veda, and in terms of Vedic karmas, Niyatam karma would be the Niyata Nitya Naimittika karmas. It can also mean any duty that is very evident, any job that has to be done in a given situation. That also becomes Niyatam karma. This is Satvika karma, the karma done by a person whose mind has a predominance of sattva. And while describing the definition of karma yoga is given here. Any karma that is to be done, which is performed without certain kind of attachment, Sangarahita is Satvika.
Sangarahita. Sangarahita means without attachment, without getting very much, like we have explained, Karma Yoga in various places. Everywhere it says that you will not be totally hooked to the palam. Then it will become vitiated. You will not be able to fully express yourself. You will not be able to do what is appropriate to the given situation. Sometimes it will not even follow dharma. So this is what is the problem of having attachment to the pala disproportionately. That without that kind of attachment, sangha rahita, if you do, then the karma will be appropriate to the given situation. It follow as far as Vedic karma, it will be a niyatam karma, nitya naimiti karma, what is to be done in the given situation without any major sankalpa. Because it is to be done, I am doing. That's what it is. That is called sattvic karma. He says that. Yes.
It is free from such identification as I am the one who is doing this. It is done without ego, without attachment.
And even without that, that means he is bringing in that sattvika buddhi in terms of knowledge he has talked about. No, there, what sort of mindset you have, free from identification with your body and mind.
Yes.
That is the ultimate reality, basically, you are looking for. If you can do that while doing the karma, even while doing the karma, if you can bring in that attitude, then automatically it becomes a sattvic karma. Yeah.
It is only the nimitta.
Nitya Naimittika karma is general, basically what they do, no? Sandhya and then all those things, like Niyatam karma. Nitya Naimittika, what is enjoined? Idea is, it is done purely for Moha Bhakta Samatha Durdakshayatam Parameshwara Prityartham. No other sankalpam. Only this sankalpam, which is what normally we do actually. When we do the sankalpa, we do like that only. But we have certain other things in mind. That is coming out of Rajasika and Tamasika. But Veda enjoined is very clear. Moha Bhakta Samatha Durdakshayatam Parameshwara Prityartham Nama sankalpame. And that is how we are supposed to do. So that way we do, then it is a sattvika karma.
No, I'm saying I'm the one who is doing this. Without identification, you used to say, no, nimitta bhava sannyasa, savyasachin.
Then even this is something, no? Something going beyond that. Even the identification that I am doing also is not there. There is some sort of a I is there. I am doing. Even that is not there, he says. Because this is what he says now. It is, I would say, it is going beyond even Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means Karta has to be there. But here, he says he is free from the identification that I am doing this. So the Karta itself is not there. The Akarta, which we talked about, no? The Sattvika Karma, Sattvika Jnanam, Karta. The I am Akarta is already you are there. Because now we are discussing it in the 18th chapter. So we understand my reality is Akarta. But I am doing this because it is wherever whichever ashram I am there, accordingly I am doing. Suppose I am in the Grahastha ashram, I will do Nitya Naimittika karma. If I am in the Sannyasa ashram, I will do Guru Vandanam and like that. So, but identification will be totally not there. Even as a Grahastha, if I am able to do things without any identification that I am doing, just do, to be done I am doing, then it is, he says it is Sangha Rahita and Sattvika karma. That's what he says. In the
No,
sense,
that-
here, as
that-
I am telling,
Uh,
when the chapter is already taking us to the being a fulfilled person, that beyond karma yoga. But since karma is talked about, okay, karma yogi also at that point in time, even though very perfunctorily he may be a karta, but he is not having that identification with his body, mind, senses. That is why he is able to do only niyatam karma without any other agenda, other sankalpa and all that. That's what he is telling. Yeah, tell me, you had some doubt.
no, what I'm asking is the attitude, that if you developed the attitude that you used to say nimittam bhava savyasachin, you're only a karma.
Instrument in the
karma.
hands of the samashti. Yeah, that is how we start basically. That much, only that much should be there. I'm only playing my role. The role is me, but I am not the role.
Mm.
That sort of a space should be there within. While doing the karma also, it is done as part of the setup. As part of the setup, I am doing. In this place, I am supposed to do this, so I am doing. That sort of a space, once you have it, automatically the attachment towards phala will be not there. And then you automatically do things what is appropriate to the given situation. So then that becomes a sattvika karma. That's what in the sense, as long as we are able to move in that direction, ego may still be there, little bit of enlightened ego, Swamiji used to say. Ego is there, but it is enlightened. But once a person knows fully well, even the ego is whatever, Ishwaroham, that sort of everything he does only as a Ishwara Krit. எல்லாம் பகவான் பண்றார், நான் பண்ணல அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு total culmination of knowledge will be there. We are approaching towards it because in the final chapter he is bringing us towards that way of looking at life. That is why he says, I am the one who is doing this. The identification கூட இருக்காது. That's what he is trying to say. Yeah.
Then again, a karma that is done without being impelled by raga dveshas, araga dveshataha kritam, is satvikam karma. Generally, the suffix chas indicates the fifth case, but it can also stand for any case, and here Shankara says, takes it as the third case. A karma that is done purely out of raga or dvesha, not taking into account dharma and adharma, is called raga dvesha kritam karma. Any karma will have an element of raga and dvesha, because nobody can perform an action without the expectation of a result. But at the same time, karma can be prompted by a raga or dvesha without conforming to dharma and not eschewing adharma. So when we say raga dveshataha kritam karma, we mean only that karma which does not take cognizance of dharma and adharma. What is right or wrong? But the sattvika karma, satvikam karma, is opposite of that. Araga dveshataha kritam, not done impelled by raga dveshas alone.
Yeah, basically here again what he says is, like he says, no, Shankara takes it as third case, not fifth case. In the sense, when you do from raga dvesha, it is called fifth case. But here in this case, there is no, that is not impelling at all. You do it as an instrument, as that what you said. Like nimitta matram bhava savyasachi.
Nimitta matram.
You are only instrument in the hands of Bhagavan. So that is what, even though certainly he puts it as grammatically, it is the third case, not fifth case. Fifth case maybe you will be operating from some raga, some agenda inside. Third case means just you are an instrument in the situation. So that is why he says. That is for grammatical people who look at it as grammar, they will easily understand. When Bhagavan says that this is only the third case, that means you are just an instrument in the hands of the Lord. Whereas fifth case means there is an agenda. From your raga dvesha you are doing. Here it is raga dvesha is not there. Because the sattvika karma, he says he is not operating through raga dvesha, he is doing because it has to be done. That's all. That is how he is looking at it. Because raga dvesha will not be there. It's not there in the picture at all. When he looks at yourself as an instrument, instrument does not have any raga dvesha. Only you have raga dvesha. But you yourself put yourself in the place of an instrument and just do what is to be done. Automatically raga dvesha is not there. So in the sense, it's a question of attitude and growing maturity, very clarity. There is a clarity where you look at all karma, all knowledge, everything is only Loka Shankarartham. My reality, my understanding about me is Chit Swarupa. I am, knowledge personified, like Ishvara Swarupam. So I'm not looking for any knowledge of this and that and all that. And karma also, I don't have any. I'm just being part of the samashti. The Veshti is part of the samashti. I don't have any individual agenda. So I am doing this karma to be done karma. So you emancipate yourself. Already you are emancipated. You are not looking at yourself as an individual. You are not looking at yourself as a ignorant person. Or you are looking at yourself as Chit personified. Means knowledge personified. So such Chit Ananda is already part of your psyche because of your understanding of all the Gita, all this. So that Sattvika knowledge and all is already there. That is why you are able to do Sattvika karma. When it is not there, naturally Rajasika karma and Tamasika karma will come. That also he is going to tell. He will tell that also. To that extent you have to, so that you can look at yourself. Where you are, where am I? Where I have to grow. That you can look at. By seeing both Sattvika, Tamasika, Rajasika, you will know where exactly you stand, where you have to improve upon, where you have to cut out. All those things we will get to know. That's what he is trying to sum up now, the 18th chapter. Yeah.
People do karmas, religious, Vedika, and secular, Laukika, to amass merit punya so that they can enjoy heaven and other improved situations later. But the karma spoken of here is done by one who is not desirous of that kind of result, pala. He is called apala prepsu.
Apala prepsu.
Apala prepsu, one who is not desirous of gaining a particular result of an action. He is a karma yogi and therefore interested only in karma for purifying his mind. Antakarana Suddhyartham and for pleasing Ishvara Prithyatham. Both are for the sake of moksha. That kind of karma, the action done by a person, not desirous of a result. Apala Prepsuna Kritam Karma is called Sattvikam Karma.
Yeah.
How nicely the Shastra defines this karma. The more understanding you have of what is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, the more subtlety you have in your appreciation of karma. You become more alert. That is why these divisions are made. It is something like appreciating a subtle nuances of color. If you do not know the names of different shades, you cannot even distinguish them properly. The more names you have, the subtler is your appreciation of the difference between one shade and another. Similarly, the more you understand varieties of things like emotion, renunciation, food, giving, charity and so on, in terms of sattva, rajas and tamas, the more subtle your appreciation and your action becomes. We have seen how every action is divided in terms of sattva, rajas and tamas. Here actions in general are divided in terms of these three gunas, and the Sattvika karma has already been defined. Now Bhagavan goes on to define.
What he means is that these are all only upaya. There is nothing like Sattvika. Every person is a mix of Sattvika, Rajas and Tamas. But we are doing this bifurcation, classification so that we are very alert to exactly where we stand, so that we can improve upon it. So it is not like, this is not, the whole thing is only a prakriya, a upaya, by which you understand where you stand and how you can improve yourself. That's what it is. So that we don't have to label ourselves. No, I am a Sattvika person. That fellow is a Rajasika person. Another fellow is a Sattvika. No, it's not like that. Everyone has everything, but more and more predominance of Sattva will make us be ready for this understanding that Suddha Sattva is your reality. Desa Kala Vastu Aparichinnam. The being is my reality. Nirguna is my reality. That sort of an understanding will, subtlety will improve by you are moving from Tamasika, Rajasika to Sattvika way of looking at life in all aspects, food, sleep, everything. He says, no, emotion, everything, every way in which you live, lifestyle, everything, everywhere you have to be alert and find out where am I, my Tamasika attitude, Rajasika attitude, and avoid that and bring in the Sattvika Buddhi, what has been described. And that becomes, initially it's a sadhana, later it becomes spontaneous. That becomes spontaneous in your life, there you will know, people around also will know that this is how he is, you should not disturb him. Like that, people also will, by how you are, accordingly people will respond also. Otherwise, if you are not very clear, naturally you will go by the tide. Whomsoever calls you will go. Like that, it should not happen. We should be very alert to that and improve our buddhi in terms of sattvika buddhi at all times, in every karma, every aspect, whether it is food or lifestyle or action or even our behavior in society, everything should be focused on sattva. That is why this classification is given. What do you say? Yeah.
Swamiji, is there any subtlety in sleep? Sattva.
Yeah,
Sattva.
definitely. Sleep also, no, it is, we have, the sense when you go to sleep, you must be able to totally, like we said, no, what is that, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, like that, no? You must be able to put your whole body from head space, then Vayu, then Agni, Apa, Prithvi, and that you, Samanam, all that you resolve into Om and go to sleep. In the same way, when you get up, from Om you bring in Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, bring it alive. And also do the prayer, like if at all you want to do anything, you have something troubling in your mind, you say Karagre. In the morning you say Karagre, the night we say one more mantra, na? What is that? Karacharana Kritam va, Kayatam Karma va, Sravana Nayana Jamba, Manasam va, Paratam, Vihitam, Ahidam, Avitaham va, Sarvam. Like that, you resolve all that. Resolve anything troubling, then go to sleep. So that in sleep you are really speaking, you are with Ishvara. But there is a element of the Karana Sarira in terms of whatever the Vidya, whatever Kama, Karma and all you are leaving behind in the night before going to sleep. That will come up along with you when you get up. But when you do this sort of a Samanam and go to sleep, relatively it will be more and more you will be with Ishvara. So that sort of a sleep is Sattvika sleep. And that will be peaceful also, it will not be troubled by dreams and all that. And also there is a bit of owning about your reality. So even though during the day you are so busy, but the night before going to sleep you are able to do this 1 minute meditation also where you resolve everything into Om, which is your reality. Then automatically you will be more in tune with Ishvara during sleep. That will really refresh you also. And also that will give you that, since you are sleeping time, you are with Ishvara, you will have that prajna. The prajna will be there. Even during the waking hours, you will always look for that. No, this is how, when I am able to enjoy that prajna and be without all this, when I am sleeping, why cannot I be like that in my daytime, in my waking hours? So the interest and the enthusiasm and the jignasa to know what is that reality, because of which I am able to sleep peacefully, I am able to resolve everything and go to sleep. Because whatever be the thing, whether it is plus or minus, whether rich or poor, whether troubled or untroubled, I am able to sleep well. That means that is also my reality. And what is that reality? You will be able to look into it. But if the sleep itself is going to be totally disturbed, it's not going to be helpful for you when you wake up in the morning. Apart from that, you will never have a value for it. So for you to have a value for it, at least before going to sleep or getting up from sleep, you must be able to contemplate. 1 minute also is enough. I have always told that I am the Purnam. From Purnam, I come to I am Gayatri. Even that should not be, even before that. Even before, that's what I told in one of the talks. Even before you put your brush to mouth, you must be able to wake up. Even before saying that I am somebody, you must be able to say that I am the Nischalam being. As you get up, that is the reality. Nischalam being. If you have that one moment will help you. That for you to have a value for it. You will look for it during the day. So sleep also helps. Definitely it helps. That is why in Mandukya, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, sleep is really quoted for you to understand that your reality is Desa Kala Vastu Aparichinnam. Sleep is quoted as an example. Drishtanta given by Bhagavan. Because everyone sleeps. You don't need other Drishtanta, other examples. That itself it tells you that you are one with Bhagavan, irrespective of whatever you are. Whether you are a pauper or a millionaire, in sleep you are the same. So that itself should tell us the story. We think that only waking world is our real world. No. Sleeping world is equally real. And in sleep you are Purnam. And you are not identified person. With your body, mind, everything is gone to sleep. So very extensively they discuss in Montekya and all. Sleep is a very big example. And the truth, in the sense, no one can say, I don't know sleep. So, that is a drishtanta given by Bhagavan. So, sleep is also equally important. That also we should know.
Okay. So, verse 24, Rajasa karma. Yattu kamepsuna karma sahankarena va punaha kriyate bahulayasam tatrajasam udahritam. Yattu karma.
Swamiji, by sleeping at 9:30, getting up at 3:30 at Brahma Muhurtam, someone says they are
No,
sadhus.
Brahma Muhurtam and all actually, Swamiji himself has told, even though it is not mentioned anywhere, there is nothing like Brahma Muhurtam and all. It's all okay. It's good to get up early in the morning, so they say Brahma Muhurtam. But every Muhurtam is Brahma Muhurtam only, as long as your mind is in good shape. So,
No, for a person like me who sleeps at 4, gets up at 10, does it mean I have tamasiga karma?
No, I won't say that. That's what Gita doesn't talk about that. But you must, when the quality of sleep is important. Quality of sleep decides whether it is tamasa and all this. See, you are really able to resolve your waking world into sleep. That is called good sleep. That is called proper sleep. So you must be able to resolve. You should not be disturbed. What time? Okay, time you get, people are regularly doing night shift and all that, will get used to that. Doesn't mean that it's tamasic sleep and all that. Body has to get used. Some people body does not get used to it. Then they have to find a way. They have to get into a different job or something. But if you are able to, I have done night shift. I have done MSc in Bombay University, 3 years night shift complete. So I was never used to all those things, but I did, and it didn't really affect me at all. I was able to. My health was okay. My sleep was also okay. Whatever 3-4 hours sleep I used to sleep, I was okay. Yeah, again, it all depends on the quality of sleep and what you go into sleep with, how you come out of the sleep and all that. Those are things important. Yeah.
And last doubt, sometimes when we go to temple and stand in a queue, we will be saying Sahasranamam and we will be concentrating and saying with all the background noise and everything. Suddenly someone from behind will loudly say Govinda, Govinda like that. So what will happen? Our Sahasranama that we are saying at the 68th sloka will drop off. And
you also join the Govindanama. No?
So we will go into Govindanama that way. So sometimes what many people categorize is the person who's shouting like that and creating a big, especially when you go to this Panduranga Hari Nama and all, they will dance, they will say they are Krishna and do lots of jingcha like that. Now that one, Swamiji, sometimes when you see it, you feel like they are very, Bhaktila Mudugara அப்படிங்கிற பேர்ல they are very, பயங்கரமா என்னெல்லாமோ பண்றா அப்படின்னு we call
those things are not advised when you are doing the prayer
like that.
Make it more devotional and all that. The dance and all have to be avoided. But if it is not in your hands, no point in getting agitated about it. You just chant or whatever they dance, whatever sloka they chant, you chant. So just to ignore that. You cannot pass judgment on them. But we don't have to get into it.
Not judgment. And one more thing, Swamiji, I go to sleep, someone else next to me sleeping. I snore a lot. Completely I snore. அதால பக்கத்துல இருக்கிற தூங்கபடியாக போறது. எனக்கு பூர்ணம் இருக்கு நான் தூங்குறதுல.
Cannot disturb others' sleep. That is obvious. You have to take care of that. Yeah. Okay. Those things you have to medically you have to take care.
அதுல சத்வ ரஜஸ் தமஸ்லாம் வராது இல்லையா? அதுல
because that is your body, it is not you are not willfully doing it, right? Whatever we are talking about is what you are willfully doing as a sadhana. Listen, what is it? In the sense it is involuntary that we are not talking about at all. That is part of the samashti. That is next person's prarabdha that they are getting disturbed by yours snoring. But you have to take care.
Swamiji, actually what he was saying, I experienced many times in the temple. Because when we recite
I know. I have also seen that.
somebody suddenly we start they'll start
Proceeds are all there. Nowadays it is all
அப்ப என்ன
known,
பண்ணணும்?
all-
அப்ப என்ன? Then I also sometimes get irritated and my thing will
First,
stop.
you just join just don't get disturbed. Why?
Because-
in the night when you are sleeping well, also some dogs bark outside. You cannot go and shout at the dogs.
I know.
You just observe how the dogs, what is going on. Just observe that. Drisya Anuvidya Dhyanam. That's what it's called. You focus on what is the noise you hear and do the dhyanam on that. Don't try to bring your dhyanam to what you have focused on. Focus on whatever you hear. Because if it is inevitable, you can't avoid that. Focus on that. And just do dhyanam on that. Drisya Anuvidya Dhyanam. So that you don't feel
திருப்பி சொல்லுங்க, அது என்னது?
the dog noise since you are meditating. You find that or you are sleeping also. The dog noise comes, no? Just observe it. Just observe it and don't look at it as a disturbance. Just observe it. After some time they will stop or they will have different tunes and all that. Just observe it. Then automatically you will go to sleep. You will not be disturbed. If you look at it as a disturbance only, it will disturb. Drisya Anuvidya Dhyanam.
அதான் கேட்டேன், என்ன நித்திய அனுவித்ததா?
Drisya, what you are seeing, in that you do the dhyanam. Listen, just observe. Don't meditate upon me, just see. Just see that. And automatically, once you see that, it will not stop disturbing you. If you look at it as a disturbance, it will disturb. If you look at it and just as a drisya, that is, yeah, I am hearing the dogs are barking. You don't even have to verbalize, just listen to it. Automatically, it will not stop disturbing you. And either the dogs also will go away or you will also go to sleep, go back to sleep automatically.
Even that goes for snoring also.
Huh?
That goes
Snoring,
for...
snoring is, since it can last longer, no? It's not just a few moments or something like that. That is where we have to, the other person does not have a choice. When you are snoring and he or she is sleeping nearby, there is no choice. That is her prarabdha. But what we can do is we have to avoid, so that we don't disturb others. We have to find a way medically how to get out of that. We have to do that. It's our responsibility. Yeah.
Actually,
Can't say that.
Actually, this night train, Swamiji, I stopped going because many times when we go to night train and sleep in the berth, someone will snore and sleep will be lost. That's
Yeah, if you can avoid that, it's good. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yet to karma, but the karma which kamepsuna, by the one who has a pronounced desire for the result, sahankarena va punaha.
Sahankarena va punaha.
Sahankarena va punaha. Or again with arrogance, bahula ayasam, with a lot of exertion, kriyate is done, tat, that, rajasam udahritam, is called rajasa. But that karma which is done by one who has a pronounced desire for the result, or again with arrogance and a lot of exertion, is called rajasa. Again, the particle tu distinguishes this karma from the satvikam karma described in the previous verse. The word kamepsuna,
Yattu means that tu what he is talking about. Yeah.
the word kamepsuna has the same meaning as the word phalaprepsuna, by the one who has the desire to obtain results. Kama is what one desires, the karma pala. One wants punya so that he can improve his lot either here or elsewhere. Shankara says the word punar in this verse has no real meaning and is only used to fill up the meter, or you can take it in its own meaning of again. It will not hurt the sense that the verse conveys. Again, this is karma done with ahankara, ahamkarena. This use of ahankara here is not in the sense of agency, which is in contrast to a jnani who does action without any sense of doership, anahankarena. Here the word ahankara has the meaning of pride. Let us consider a person who is well informed, a stotriya, who has knowledge of the Vedas and a lot of other good qualities also, but does not have Atmajnana. He is humble naturally because the more knowledge he has, the more he realizes how much he does not know. Relatively, we say he is free from ahankara, by which we mean free from certain pride. This is a karma yogi, as we saw in the last verse. One who is with ahankara, sahankara, is the opposite. He has a strong identification such as I am a great ritualist, I am a brahmana, I am strong, etc.
So this is what I was telling. The last verse, see, there the I sense is there, but relatively free from pride. That I am doing, that much is there. Even though he is a karma yogi, but that I am doing, that is there. So, to that extent, he is not at the Sutta Sattva, the understanding is not complete. But still it is called Sattvika Karma because he is not overcome by pride. He is aware that I am the instrument in the hands of God. What is that? Nimitta matram bhava sabhi sachi. But I am an instrument. I am there. That I am different from Bhagavan. That is why you say, no, Nimitta matram bhava sabhi sachi means the samashti I am part of. So that I, away from the samashti, is there. That means your understanding is still not Ishwaroham. The total identification of Ishvara that is not in there. But still, your ahankara is very perfunctory. In the sense, it is harmless. That is fine. But here, the ahankara that is being talked about with the Rajasika karma, that the pride is there. I am doing. That is what is differentiating between the previous ahankara and this ahankara. Yeah.
This is not just a healthy self-image, but arrogance. This is a pride related to his being a Vaidika. If he performs a huge ritual like a Somayaga, he gets a name as a Somayaji, and some people get very inflated opinions of themselves as a result. In a non-Vedic context, this is the type of person who shows off his riches. It is the same thing in a different form. Whether it is religious snobbishness or secular, it is ahankara. Then further, this karma is done with a lot of effort. Bahulashyam kritam. Bahulayasam kritam. A person who does this type of karma will make elaborate arrangement and make it known that he is doing a great karma. This is called Rajasam karma. It is born of Rajas. The third one is very interesting. Verse 25. Ada padigirela Prashant Mr. Karma.
I will read one more doubt, Swamiji. This temple Kumbhabhishekam and all, when they do it, they are lighting, they are reading the Vedams through the mic, and then they make one, like how a mosque they read the Quran, like how we are doing. So all that is all Rajasam karma, because
very much Rajasam karma. Even why Rajasam karma? Tamasam karma also. All are there. That is why it's called mass religion. Whole thing is called mass religion. It's not true religion does not get into all that. That's why I'm saying, Prachinam and Arvachinam is quite different. Prachinam, we go back before 700 AD and all that. That was the true religion where the Panchabhutas were worshipped. And everything was done in a very dormant, low scale. Not like this today. So today, I don't think we don't have to take examples and even get worried about that. Get to the bottom of it and get to the what Gita talks about Ishvara is only Ishvara. Honestly, everything else is okay. If it is there, you can't help it. But try to not get overwhelmed by it. That's very important. Yeah.
Verse 25. The third one is very interesting. Anubandham chayam himsa manapekshya cha paurusham mohadaravyate karma yattama yattatama samuchyate.
Swamiji, sometimes they say that if some things are not told in a very loud way and proper way, others will not learn it, right? Sometimes we go under a topic.
We can do all sorts of justification. Somebody who wants to learn will always learn. Not only through my loudspeaker is going to learn. So I don't think we should get into all that. Yeah.
Swamiji, the snoring and all can be reduced by meditation. Snoring can be reduced by meditation.
All those things are there. Meditation.
Pranayama
can help. That's all there. Prana Vikshanam. Lot of things are there. That's what we should get into. Any of those methods by which we can reduce the snoring. We have to find a way, medically, otherwise also. Yeah. Yoga.
Anubandham, natural consequences. Tayam, loss. Himsa, injury to others. Paurusham cha, and one's own capacity. Atapekshya.
Anapeksh.
Anapekshya. Anapekshya arabhyate. Arabhyate. The action which has begun. The action which has begun. That tamasam uchyate is called tamasa. That action which some mistake is there, I think, which is begun not taking into account the natural consequence, loss, injury to others, and one's own capacity because of delusion is called tamasa.
Yeah.
Tamasa karma, action which has begun without seeing or taking into consideration certain things is a tamasam karma. In such a karma, one does not see the natural consequences. Anubandha. Shankara grosses the word anubandha as the thing which comes later as a consequence of the action. What is consequential to an action is not taken into account at all in an action like stealing, for example. Further, one does not consider the losses. Chaya.
It's called losses are called chaya. Yeah. That which comes down is called chaya. Yeah.
Exhaustion of resources like money or loss. Just a second. Like money or loss of energy and effort, loss of credibility and self-respect are not taken into consideration in this type of action. Gambling is a good example of this. There, especially, losses are not taken into account, nor are the negative result that will come. A gambler always believes that he will succeed. Then again, in a tamasam karma, one does not consider how the action will affect other people, particularly the harm, himsa. It may inflict on others. Himsa, it may inflict on others. One must know what one is capable of and what one can complete successfully, for which one requires a proper recognition of one's own resources, strength, skills, manpower, and so on. All these have to be taken into account when you perform an action, and if they are not, it is tamasam karma.
Basically, we say no. Eduthom kavuthom pannakodadu. That's precisely tamasam karma. Just impulsive karma. Yeah.
Why would a person begin an action without taking into consideration these factors? It is due to some kind of delusion, moha. The incapacity to properly discriminate is because of some grandiosity or false hope. We call it foolhardiness. One who undertakes such an action is embarking upon an action that is called tamasam karma.
Yeah, basically, it is based on ignorance. Any karma is totally based on ignorance is tamasam karma, because tamas is a personification of ignorance. So total ignorance, just out of some enthusiasm, false enthusiasm, foolhardiness, Swamiji says, take up something is not correct.
There are three types of karta. This is the threefold karma. Previously, we saw the threefold jnana, and now, how the doer himself, the karta, is threefold, is told here. Verse 26. Bhukta sangona ambadi vritti. Correct, no?
Yeah.
Grityotsaha samanvitaha siddhyartha siddhyor
Nirvikaraha. Yeah.
Siddhyartha siddhyor vikaraha.
Not siddhyartha. Siddhya, asidhya, both. Siddhi and asidhya. Siddhya siddhyo nirvikaraha. Yeah.
Siddhyas asidhyo nirvikaraha. Karta san satvikam uchyate. Mukta sangaha. The one who is free from attachment. Anuhamvadi.
Anahamvadi. Anahamvadi. Ahamvadi na.
Ahambadi, Anaham.
Yeah. Who has no egotism. Yeah.
Who has no egotism. Griti Ussaraha Samanvitaha. One who is endowed with resolve and enthusiasm. Siddhi Asiddhayoho. Siddhi Asiddhayoho.
Yeah.
1 second. In success and failure.
Yeah.
Nirvikaraha. One who is unperturbed. Satvika karmaha. Satvika karta. Uchyate. Is called a satvika karta. The one who is free from attachment, who has no egotism, who is egotism. Egotism.
Yeah.
Who is endowed with resolve and enthusiasm and is unperturbed in success and failure is called Satvika doer. Satvika Karta. The Satvika Karta is one whose mind is Satvika. Once the mind is Satvika, everything becomes Satvika. Both the knowledge and the action become
What he has
Satvika.
described before, no, the Satvika Guna, first Satvika mind, then Satvika Karma, then Satvika, like that, all are now combined together in the Satvika Karta. The Karta has the mind who is Satvika, who has got the action also is Satvika, who is knowledge also is Satvika. So all that is combining together becomes a Satvika Karta. That's what he is explaining. Yeah.
Knowledge and action become Satvika. Therefore, all you require is that the Satvika Karma be
The Karna be rendered Satvika. Yeah.
be rendered Satvika. But for that, you must first know that what is Satvika. This is
Sattva.
not any kind
What is Sattva?
Sattva. What is Sattva? This is not any kind of a physical change, but a change in thinking, which involves an attitudinal change. Swamiji, will you stop like that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Tomorrow we'll take it up.
We have to start from the agent Karta.
Page 100. Yeah.
Yeah.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्